Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. Today I want to show you my own build for the factory in Schedule 1. It is very unique build with a very fun gameplay. I didn't see anybody using it yet, so why is it unique? Because we will be using two buildings for our main product. Because of that, we will maximize efficiency and use more workers than usually. Timestamps are in the description below and also obviously at the video, so feel free to skip to whatever part you want, because I want to start with the gameplay and we will discuss setup a little bit later. Also worth to mention, I don't use any cheats or any mods, so it's just pure gameplay. The main job at the warehouse is to order the stock for our mixers, so we can produce what we want. We have two delivery spots, so we will use them to our advantage. By the way, I am using a recipe that I found on the Schedule 1 calculator website, and I will put the link in the comment below. They have all the best recipes there are, and there are so many of them that it is really hard to follow and very difficult to test them all by yourself. I am currently using one of the best, so feel free to just copy it. But you can also use any other recipe that you want, and it is actually pretty easy to swap the articles here. So let's order the goods together. What we need is motor oil, then coke, then paracetamol and gasoline. This will be our first delivery. We select dock number 1. And in the other delivery, we'll go with coke again, battery, horse juice and mega bean. And this we will set up at the dock loading number 2. Let's wait for the delivery so we can unload the trucks together. Alright, so the goods have arrived. Just make sure that you have empty inventory for extra efficiency, and we will move every article to the correct location. They have to be in the order that is on the recipe, so that's quite important. But like you see, it is very easy. I separated the sections, let's say, with a small rack just to see it better where another article begins. So we grab just everything from the one car, and in the moment we will do the other one. You always place some extra racks just in case to fill them up if you run out of space. No issues. Now the second track. As well, always prioritize the first shelf in the section, let's say, because this is the one that the employee will use to refill the mixers. And just during the day, if you are missing here and you don't want to make delivery, or maybe you are a little bit late, then you can swap those articles, let's say, to the first one, right? Just to make sure everything is full. It is super quick and not difficult at all. And yeah, that would be it. Fast and easy. After every delivery, I directly make another orders. It is 6 hours for them to deliver, that's why it's important to always have something hanging. And so we just repeat the step. It was just to follow the recipe, so you can see it was motor oil, coke, then paracetamol and gasoline in the first one, and in the other one it was coke again, battery, horse and beans. Super easy, it takes 10 seconds to order. Right, here is another day. I didn't want to record at night, but the next important thing that we do, and this is also something that makes the gameplay so unique, is like you see, there are no leaves here, no plants. We just have pots boiling leaves, but everything else, the whole plantation, is at the barn, so we will have to go there and deliver the leaves ourselves. So let's do that. But before we go, let's just order some seeds that we can just pick up on our way. He is at the construction site, so unfortunately not on our way. But what is super cool in this build is that we can actually use the cars in the game, which is not super obvious because the skateboard is so powerful, but here with this We are using it to transport all the goods, but we have to drive quite a lot, so see you guys at the meetup with Salvador. Alright, so here we are at the location, so let's order as many as possible. We will fill up completely our truck and our inventory. So another thing, important to have it empty before you come, just to don't have to drive too many times. Alright, so we filled our truck completely, also our inventory, and now we can go to the barn. And about this police barricade, you can pass it with the seats only. That's not an issue. They only look for the drugs, but not for the seats. They will also check the vehicle. Fast man, because it's going down. Yeah, no issues with the seats, so we can just go see you at the barn. Okay, the barn. Look at this lovely plantation that we have. Let me just load the van first and I will show you around. But we have all the seeds that we need and we'll put them on the location because we are running a little bit low. So let me just do that. But look at this. It feels really like you own your own plantation. All the space only for the plants and the drying of the leaves. Super cool. So here at the barn we have to do only few things, the rest is done all by the employees. So what we have to do is obviously we have to bring the seats because there is no option in the game currently that somebody else can do that. So we have to bring the seats and we also have to refill this rack. So we will also do that now, no problem. We can order it either at Dan's or a handy store, doesn't really matter. I order soil of course. And I also use fertilizer, just to reduce the time that leaves are drying on the racks. So here obviously we'll choose the barn. And we made it slightly too big, so let's see. How much? I think it's 160, yes. Alright, so let me show you around. So this is the only thing we do. Those two first racks are for the employee to replenish the supply racks. So those we have to maintain a little bit. So wherever we have some soil, then we can just add a few bags. And also to the second one, because this is how I set it up. And I was testing some speed growers as well and so on, but I think the best one is the fertilizer. Like I said, it reduces the time that the leaves have to dry off. So slightly better, but they produce super fast, no issue whatsoever. Everything is automated and we have a lot of space, so nothing is blocking. Employees can work by themselves. You don't have to be worried about any trashes. The employees do everything. You have huge section with the drying racks, so as well your stock is almost always full. I have to say I've never had a day that I come here and there is no leaves or something like that. So wherever I have to pick them up, I just come here. And also make the guys super happy because they can continue to work. But we will load our truck with all the leaves that we can. Also our inventory. Like you see, if I only empty some space, they just jump on into it. I try to take a little bit from every rack to just make it spread it a little bit more evenly. So that's it. Now we are full and we are going back to our warehouse. So now if you have police blockade here, we cannot pass, so I will just leave my car on the side, same as my other cars that I just abandoned here. And unfortunately we have to just walk, because with the leaves we cannot pass the police. And my client is walking here. You can see how many cool effects you can achieve with some cool product, but that's super funny. But let's just unload everything we have. There's next delivery already waiting. but that's fine. We can, yeah, that's another thing that we have to maintain is those pots, but they have also quite a big inventory themselves, so you don't have to do it very often. And because we have such a big stock at the barn, then you can just transfer more leaves and leave them at the shelves like here. And even without going there, you can always refill a little bit if you need. So it's up to you how you want to play, but if you do this properly, then the pots will run basically non-stop. Again, if you want, you can use multiple cars just for the even faster transfer. Actually, let's take the car inside since police is gone. Just don't hit anybody. The last thing that you have to maintain is the fuel, but this is really going super slow because, like you see, 20 pieces, that gives you 20 cycles, which is really long time. So you don't have to worry at all. We can use some stock even here, just resupply the last one. And yeah, it will last for another day. So this is basically everything that you do. Let's go and see how to set it up properly. Alright, so let's take a look at the setup at the warehouse and how to make it work. We will use 8 pots, like you see all of them are boiling, that's perfect. We will use also 8 ovens, so the ratio is 1:1, and we will use 8 mixers because this is maximum of effects that you can have on the products. I know you can mix more, but doesn't change the value too much. And we have the stock over here. Let me show you how it works. It is quite simple. Every pot is attached to one of the ovens. Like I said, it is 1:1, so we don't have to worry about this. And so if I just mark them to show you, they will go to separate ovens, right? Now from the ovens, you can just put everything to the first mixer. However, I'd split it a little bit from 4 ovens. Their product is going to the shelf. I just wanted to test and if I can avoid any bottlenecks at the first mixing station, so they are not blocking. And yeah, it's working pretty good. And also we had one spot empty at our handler, so he can just do it without any issues. But I was running this also when all the ovens were connected just to the mixer and it was working just fine, so it's up to you. And then obviously all the mixers are connected to each other like a little chain. That's nothing new. And the last one is connected to the brick press, which will pump our product, final product. That's it. It's nothing really complicated. It is super clean and nice because we have so much space. We have all the plants at the other locations, so super cool. In terms of employees, we will run 8 chemists and then 2 handlers. This is everything that we need. We don't need a cleaner. Chemists don't leave any mess behind. This is also why this is so fun, because it is super clean. No, don't have to worry about any trashes whatsoever. So how does this work? We have to cover all the machines. So in terms of chemists, this is super simple. Some of them will be attached to mixers, few of them will be attached to the ovens, and the rest to the pots. There is like one guy that has to do both of the things, or I think 2 guys, right? In terms of mixers, I'm testing the strategy that the first employee will take first mixer and then the third. So maybe I can show you. If I select him and select the station, this is what stations he's doing. He's doing first, third, and then the 8th one. So there is like some space, let's say, in between the station, just to test the strategy that this will like affect his productivity, right? And they don't have to wait and so on. So the next one will take, let's say, the second station. Let me see. Yeah, this one will be the second station, then the 4th one, and this one, right? So not super important. You can test it yourself if you want, but as I can see, and the production is going pretty smooth. Obviously, it's not ideal because the employees are going always back to their spot, unfortunately, in this version of the game. so they walk really a lot and that slows them down. Also there's some like slight bugs in the pathing and so on, but nothing we can do about it. Then about the handlers, they will supply all the mixers, and from the storage to the mixer in the order. They take the stuff from the first shelf always, from the section, and deliver it to the mixer, so nothing super crazy. And like I said, there is only 8 racks, so we have 2 empty spots. We'll deliver from this rack here to the first mixer. This is because, like I said before, from those 4 ovens, or maybe not those 4, but those ovens go to the shelf first just to unload the traffic here, and this one handler would pick it up and put it in the mixer when there is a space for it. And obviously one of the handlers will take care of the brick press. Nothing really difficult. I think this is quite simple, the simplest build that you can actually make, but you use all 10 employees, efficient, and important is that all the ovens are working, and then your work will be going pretty good and you can pump out a lot of product. So let's see now the other part of the business, which is the barn. Alright, so let's take a look at the barn and the setup here. This is also quite simple. We have 5 sections with 8 pots, like this, set up on the right side in my case, but you can do it your way. But 5 sections with 8 pots, that gives you 40 plants, which is enough to supply everything. And then every section like this have their own supply rack. And then they have 4 dry racks assigned. So it's 2 pots per 1 dry rack. That's important ratio, just to make sure everything goes smooth. And 1 supply rack, obviously, to have all the supplies that you want, all the consumables. And you repeat this process 5 times. That should be enough to cover all your production. There is a lot of space in the barn, so you can set it up the way you want in terms of design and so on. In terms of storage, I'm using currently the layout that 4 drying racks are going into 1 shelf or 1 rack like this, and then another 4 will go to the next one, right? So they will go to the second one and so on. You could, if you think you need like more leaves, because this is filling up pretty quickly, so you could do it that only 2 racks go to 1 right spot, and then another 2 to another one, and so on and so on, because you have space enough. Here's 10 racks. I don't think it's necessary, and sometimes I just come here when I'm around and I will just put it manually extra on the side. For me, that's, you know, just fun, and therefore I have some extra stock if I would ever need this. But like I said before, it's basically never running out of stock. In terms of supplies, our handler, which is here, he is using those 2 racks to refill all the 5 supply racks. So just to make it clear, the botanist, let's say this one, will take supplies from this shelf. The one responsible for this section will take it from here, and so on. And our supplier will fill those with one of those 2 racks. I split it because we can. Handler can have 5 routes, so he can easily fill 5 racks for the 5 sections. And he don't need to take it from 1 source. We can divide it for more. I think two sources are enough. If you think you need 3 or more, then it's up to you. You can test it if you want. But to be honest, I sometimes, when I order the goods, I just come here and will fill those shelves if they miss something. Let's say this one is missing some seeds, so I'll take it from this part and just refill it. You don't have to do it very often, actually. It works pretty good. Usually when I deliver it from the app, then I will just fill the racks as well. We have also using 3 trash cans here. They will cover all the plants, because those are only the ones that generate trash. On the other side there is nothing, so the setup is super clean again. Employees are doing everything, so you don't have to worry about it. So let's see the employees. I'm using 8 employees, so maybe start with This one we have one cleaner because the plants generate some trash. We have only one handler and then 8 gardeners, or how they are called, botanists. Every botanist is responsible for one of the section. So let's say this one have those 8 pots assigned to him. Every 2 pots from the section, they go to single rack. So again, it is 1 drying rack per 2 pots, like this. Nothing really complicated. Again, you need 4 racks per section. Another thing is that all the racks are set up at the maximum quality. And that would be it. I hope this is clear and you enjoy and maybe you take something out of it. And let me know in the comments what kind of builds you are running, because I'm super interested in it. I would like to try also something else. So if you have any like super cool builds or whatever, then let me know. Maybe I can just try them out. So thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye.